Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1. Own, you guessed it is Langraskaya, in the north it is Treadz, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 6th Armored Division with infantry. Company featuring rifle and defensive structures, mortar half-tracks, light machine guns, time-moon targeted to the barrages, and howitzer barrages here. Forming up for a counterattack here against the Germans under the command of Jibber, forming up here with the 106th Panzer Brigade Feldherrnhalle, with Elite Armored, Overwatch, and Luftwaffe ground forces, a full-scanned Kubagen start. Also, very big thanks to Andrew for supporting and the Propagandacast with this hard-earned money. Big thanks to you. Other people can join this heroic example by donating via PayPal, or they can pledge on Patreon and join my other many wonderful supporters there. Links are in the video description. And nice to comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. So, that out of the way here, off to a standard start here. We got a bit of sandbags on the cutoff point here. Treadz, of course, looking to make the cutoff point more defensible in case Jibber gets a bit frisky there. Jibber got sandbags here. And on this cutoff point, we got the Kubagen being rolled out here to help seize points. And the west, we got the Stormtiger basically wiring off here. Note the way he's doing it. In case the opponents lay down sandbags here, they can't do so easily. In this case, he's got pretty much the read here on Treadz because he's going forward, rather than he's actually on sandbags there on infantry. So nice work there. Barbed wire here by the wooden cart in case the Germans decide to run off with it or use it for cover. Second focus squad here for Jibber. We'll have to see what commander Jibber picks here versus Treadz. Certainly a few options there. Elite Armour definitely one of the common ones, along with Overwatch. I don't even Luftwaffe ground forces is hardly a new meta there. Third rifle squad there for Treadz. Kubagen rest of the rifle squad there. Second focus squad almost done there for Jibber. You got the liaison pulling hand against the Kuppelwagen, kicking in doors and breaking windows. Third rifle squad there. Storm punching to grab points to the west, not bothering with the western victory point. Not a priority there for Jibber, clearly. Slow approach here from Treadz. Second rifle squad there, third one heading westwards here. Looking to see if he can't probe up some gaps in Jibber's line so well from that way. Not a bad idea. Meanwhile, Jibber's pushing for the fuel point there, forcing Treadz to respond to that. Well, will he respond to that matter? Fortunately, being slowly led up the rifle squad down the west. Stormtiger with his rifle squad here. Jibber gains the upper hand here, though we do see one poor soul go down. Another full squad squad here for Jibber. Rifle squad being focused on with the full squad needs. Needs to got the Kubagen rest of the echelons. A lot of fighting all over the place here. Treadz had some grenades here. That would be great. But he does not. Meanwhile, Jibber just keeps up exploiting and just pushing ahead here, going for the curve point there, occupying the heavy cover. That's going to force response from Treadz fast. Could he go for the captain or the lieutenant? Both viable in the south. The Essens push back the Kugelwagen. Volker squad almost wiped out here, but he could lose the rifle squad and turn to the Sturmpioniere. And no, he gets away with it. He gets a wipe on Jibber, but Jibber fails to get the wipe here on Treadz. This is great here for Treadz versus Jibber. Definitely gives a bit of advantage up the early game, though no tech yet there. We'll have to see how Jibber responds to this early defeat here to the German armed forces, the Wehrmacht. Round the point here. And there we go, it is Lieutenant for Treadz. More full condition for Jibber to replace the ones lost in the fight against the Amerikaner. Truck on the way there for Jibber. Will he be Belgrave headquarters? Will he Mechanized? Well, normally the answer would easily be Belgrave headquarters. By now, there's actually been a shift then towards more Mechanized regiment from a lot of players, and Lux's in particular. I believe Jibber especially is actually going hard for it at the moment, so might be we could see more of that here. Ralph's coming up the catch on the Falcon is here. Back here, troops reinforcing. We got the Lieutenant halfway done here for Treadz. Truck almost done. Tank traveling up here by the eastern victory point. There we go. Truck on the way, the schwere Wehrmacht Schlepper. Ralph squad heading westwards. Steady advance in the centre against Jibber's centre. Full squad being caught here laying down sandbags, allowing here Treadz to easily push it there for freedom and democracy. Trucking about here still for Jibber. Can't apparently make up his mind into position. Fortunately, they're focusing on the Ralph squad. They're very good. Similarly, Treadz isn't quite focused down as hard, perhaps. Either way, they forced one squad back, the other one falling back a bit more orderly. Kubagen racing westwards here. Treadz has the lieutenant out. He's following up with a mechanized command post there. Probably a fast steward. The Reds also go for the mortar half track, but he probably won't. At least not right away. Forces the push back the Ralph squad there. Another squad sent back, and Rieson's forced off as well here. Says retreats here from Treadz versus Jibber. And yup, it is Mechanized retinue here for Jibber. Could this be a actual meta change in the Orbital Commandos we're witnessing now? After quite a bit of while there, where the flak half-track has reigned supreme, it looks like Mechanized Regiment is looking to reclaim its throne. That's interesting. Just reinforcing. 50 cal there for Treadz. No ambulance yet, so definitely suspect he's going to try and push for a steward first, then fill up with the ambulance. And of course, going to go for the Browning Light Machine Guns to increase his firepower of his infantry versus Jibber's full secundaries, who certainly won't be quite well equipped for that. 50 cal almost done here. Will also be a great help versus Jibber's infantry, obviously, plus the Kubelwagen. But I imagine the Kubelwagen is not really what's ranging the most here in Tretz's current threat spectrum. Kubelwagen push back there. In the centre there, we got a lot of troops out there. And we do get the looks here at the 6-minute mark here for Jibber. Will Treadz be ready for that? And that may, of course, be one of the reasons why there's again just been an increase in looks. Is just like a lot of American or Allied players in general are perhaps not quite as ready for it as they'd like it to be, like to believe. Fifth coming up there. Storm Pioneer wiring off here. Very good there. Bold aggressor there by Jibber. Stored light chain though. That's obviously going to be helpful there versus the looks, but at the same time, if you just doesn't throw it away, it goes for Puma. It won't be too big of an issue. Fifth cal being flanked, or actually doesn't get flanked. Sturm Pioneer flanking. The Ralph's got on retreat here, but there's the 5th cal, and that is quickly dropping Ludwig dead. And the far west here, exposing Jibber's move towards to hit the fuel pond there. Thumbs up to Treadz. Stuart light tank halfway done, but the looks is almost ready here for Jibber. And the 1 and 6 Panzer Brigade. There we go. Arriving there to support his infantry. Stuart, those are ready here to support Tread's infantry. And Jibber will have to go for some anti-tank nets. We do get the cannon off there, very good. Could again also go for the Panzer Shrek. He may be tempted to do that once the Stuart hits him. We shall see. And 5A1 Stuart light tank out there for Treadz and the 6th Armoured Division. Looks falling a bit back here quickly though. This was the Kubelwagen in the west. Fult's going to use squat more here for Jibber. I mean, at this point, I'm guessing it's going to be Elite Armour, not Overwatch or Luftwaffe ground force. I think at this point, it would go for some calling infantry there rather than calling another Fult's going to be a squad here. So Elite Armour seems most likely here. Plasmine with Puma, so he can also make use of the heat shield. There goes Stuart going straight for the looks here. Treadz wants it gone. He wants it on fire. Kill that crap tiny tank now. And it doesn't quite have any. Lucky for Jibber. Less so for Treadz. Also worth noting, he has unlocked the light machine guns yet to pick them up. We also aren't seeing an ambulance yet here for Treadz. We'll see how long before he goes for that. And we'll also have to see if Jibber goes for a... Actually, I think he's going to go for the Puma. He cancelled the Kerner. We're not seeing a Panzer Shrek. So I imagine Jibber will commit here to the Puma, the 234-2 heavy armoured car here versus Treadz. Assuming he has the fuel because he has the manpower. Another wipe here. Another Volksgrenadier squad bites the dust in service of Deutschland. And that building has been fully maintained since there's growing bushes on the inside. Typically, Asanya may not be doing a great job on the interior. And you see, can go for the Puma now. There we go. 234-2 heavy armoured car. Kubang challenge into the lieutenant. This definitely feels like a blast from the past. We got Lieutenant with the bazooka. Treadz may of course be starting to suspect he's going to expect a Puma as well here from Jibber. Lieutenant being hosed out in the open by the Sturm Pioneer and the Lux. Stuart rushing in here. Treadz wants to put, of course, out of its misery before Puma arrives. Any other things that can support the Luxie arrives, but decides to veer off, perhaps concerned something might hit him, and in fact, it soon will. So while he could have tried to take out the Luxie, I think made the right decision just backing off this instead of costing the Stuart without getting Lux either. Eastern Field is back here, but still, Mac Control swinging back and forth here, 5th cal setting up, and we do have the Puma out here. Schwerer Panzer Spielwagen. Ambulance on the way there for Treadz. And of course Treadz has spotted it here. Worth noting, he hasn't gun like any light machine gun. Still why he's laid down mines, which he can with the rifleman defensive structure's passive ability here. So definitely a few oversights there by Treadz versus Jibber, and I think Jibber is going to be exploiting that. Or at least trying to. In this case, though, he now was able to pop the smoke, then disengage before his Puma became target practice for the Americans. Decent hit from the Stuart there, but obviously we'll need more than one shot to take it out. Excellent the looks here. Close up at 71. Sending shot to bits out in the open. Fifth kill between the are being pursued by looks here, doing some heavy damage. He's going for another Steward? Wow, okay. Double Steward in response here to the light vehicular presence here from Jibbers. Looks like we're seeing a fairly heavy tier 2 or light armor get. No, cancels it. Fair enough too. Would have been interesting to see double Stewards versus Puma and looks. Would have been very interesting. Going for the Captainess and anti-tank guns. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Less exciting, but it makes sense. Fulton pushing up in the centre, and you've hit forms down there for Jibber. Still, Treadz continue to have excellent map control over Jibber, though victory points wise he's a bit behind. Fun fact about the Puma, but the turret was actually from an entirely different and scrap reconnaissance tank project known as the Leopard, which ultimately never came to fruition, but they still had the turret, and so they basically convert 234 armored cars there into the Puma by just slapping the turret on there. Even more fun fact, in 1945, there's actually a Lux there that actually had the turret from the Puma mounted on it, effectively becoming the Leopard tank in a sense. So, little fun side story there. More Volkskriegs here for Jibber. No sign of tech, obviously. No Luftwaffe. No Jaegers. Nothing. So he's basically relying on the Volkskriegs until he get out some further tech there and get out the Obersoldaten. We're also finally starting to see some light machine guns up there for Tretz's infantry. Very good. Captain, of course, being equipped with a bar, but can also be additionally upgraded with a Browning light machine gun, really increasing the amount of firepower he can bring to bear against those goddamn Nazis. Storm Pioneer caught here by the rifleman. Still no commandant out of Jibber. Puma pursuing the Stuart here with its 50mm gun. In terms of effectiveness, it was roughly the equivalent of one of those later model Panzer fleets with their 50mm guns. So decent, but obviously struggled quite a bit versus heavier armor. Well, medium armor really, sort of late war medium armor. Shooting push back here. Combat's Ralph scored, which wasn't an issue on an armoured car, but still had the commanders concerned that the Puma crewmen might decide there's still a tank, and so they actually dropped the Puma project and moved to the 234-3 and 4, which technically have bigger guns but no turrets, so they had to be more cautious. Fun fact. Anyways, troops down there being mauled here by the riflemen and the Sturm light tank. That could quickly become dicey there for Jibber if he's not careful. Reinhard Grenade, Kuba back get knocked out here with Rifle Squad. Guarded another kill there in Jibber. A small win there for Treadz again, but he is nonetheless losing ground here to Jibber and the German army. Still rushing 40, 10 killed close to Retinue 2, but great hit from the Puma here. Lieutenant Bawe has bit the dust. A small win there for Jibber. Another machine gun here for Jibber to help further control and corral Tretz's troops. I think that is an excellent addition. Now, the fun fact about the 234 armoured car in general is it actually had two driver's positions, one in the front and one in the back there. So if the driver needs to like quickly get the armoured car out of there, he could just switch seats and just like, you know, drive it backwards with ease. There's a feature you'd also share with Italian armoured cars. Fun fact. Moving up the west side of the last spot, the captain isn't ground the point here. A lot of back and forth here so far between Jibber and Treadz. With neither side really gaining the upper hand for long. You got 420 victory points was the 365. Got folks with rifle squad here, captain moving from the other in as well. There we got mines here being laid down by Treadz. No light anti-vehicle mine to try and catch up vehicles, but gets caught out in the open here, but still not bad to lay them down. Not a bad idea at all. Major out here, Treadz pulling out for fast tanks. I think that is an excellent decision here versus Jibber. Jibber, meanwhile, no sign of tech anytime soon. No coast, no commander, though. I am thoroughly expecting it to be Elite Armour. I would be strongly surprised if it ends up being Overwatch or Luftwaffe Ground Forces. Not to say it couldn't happen, but considering everything, this very much feels like it's a build-up towards Elite Armour. In part because Elite Armour would be the best one to synergize with the Puma and even the Lux here. There we go, Elite Armour there for Jibber, featuring the 221 Scout Car, Emergency Repairs, Panther Commander, Heat Shells, and the Stormtiger. Folks been caught in the center with the 5th cal, suppressed, but we got the MD-34 suppressing the Major in return. They could call in artillery here on the MD-34 position. If Jibber here is too slow, that could cost them the machine gun crew. Close one there. There we go, almost gets the machine crew entirely wiped there. Might still lose the folks up the artillery barrage. Oh, almost did get the wipe there. Wow. 5th guy didn't pop armor piercing around 2 times. Do it there being pursued by the Puma. Even firing heat shells there. And the Puma escapes down the west side here. Bravo's caught on the far flank. He's looking to maneuver here. Gibber's position in the west. Very nice. Thumbs up to Treadz. And he's doing that while he's still managing the finding in the center. He kind of pushes them towards a more narrow angle around the up the flank here, but there you go. Wouldn't have mattered. We got the Stew and Punier and the Lux down the far flank, so that ultimately just undermined here Tread's flank, but I like the idea there. In the fire, the Jibber snug up some troops hitting the eastern field point there, exploiting then Tread's focus on the center west. Thumbs up to Jibber. He could also consider taking up soon. And Tread's not far away from Shem. They could also go for the Jackson or a Scott. Jackson would certainly fight the Puma a bit more efficiently. Shem just be all around good, and of course the Scott be good for blasting the infantry and providing smoke screens. So we'll have to see here what exactly it is Treadz is planning here versus Jibber in a few moments. But he does have the options. The question is just which one does he pick. Also worth noting, both sides could benefit a bit from artillery, though Treadz definitely has the easier time of it, and he could just go for a pack howitzer mortar. Whereas Jibber currently really has the Stuka to Fuss, which is incredibly expensive. And I think would put him too much at risk of other things here. So he's taking up there, so no artillery I think anytime soon here for Jibber. Fox with the 50 cal. Push back here with the Stuart and 50 cal combo. In the far east here we got the coming up, pushing back on the field point there, but it has been seized by the German army. Deutschland. Some kills on the Lux. Veteran 2. Puma they need repairs. No repair pioneers yet here for Jibber. Steady pushing the center with the machine guns, forming up a slight leapfrogging formation here. But there you go, another artillery strike here by Treadz's Major. This time he gets away without any casualties. Straight in the east there, 15 kills. Almost ace level there on Treadz's Stuart light tank. And he's going straight for the Sherman here versus Jibber. Jibber Schwermark Slepper setting up for Schwer Panzer quarters inside Jibber's base, taking no chances there. Thumbs up to Jibber. Very nice to see. Bit of skirmishing here, Luke's going at it, 8 kills, slowly approaching McAfee. In the far west, we've got Treadz with another excellent infantry push here, lots of infantry backing up the Major. In the centre 50 keeping the point secure there, though he could still benefit from a mortar. He could also soon go for the Scott, or he could even like try and go for the Priest, but a lot of the time he just probably bit off going for the Scott over the Priest, to be honest. Scott is just overall a lot more cost efficient in comparison. Even it doesn't quite have the same explosiveness. Its ability to fire in between barrages and its high mobility and ability to blow smoke just makes it so much better. Round squad cutting the Lux and the Puma. Damage into the Puma. Sherman rolling forward for freedom and democracy, and he's adding the 5th cal. Very good. Almost got the round squad. Sherman arrives, shoots and misses the Lux here. Close call. About to rush into a Kedneffer though, which is pretty great there for Jibber, but obviously less great there for Treadz' armor's continued survival. Got stood here flanking up further in the south. Puma on the move here again, popping the heat shells, going straight for the Steward, exploiting here no exposed Treadz. Could have used shell shock here, and there you go, does pop it now. Giving a better chance of surviving here. The Puma. Sherman can't push into his infantry blocking up there, so I think there's a good chance. Oh, he doesn't lose the Steward. That was actually looking like, you know, a forfeit thing there. Suffers another wipe though. Major has been cut to reverence here by the Germans. We're falling back here. I was about to wonder what was going on there, but it looks like Treadz realised the issue and quickly pulled them back to fix up the tank rather than just abandon it. Another Kedneffer for Jibber. Another piece of anti-tank weaponry. Probably concerned about the possibility of more tanks here for Treadz, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Treadz could still, I think, go for some light artillery though. Or get the Scott. All I think are viable options. Got the another M119 there for Treadz though. Interesting. Clearly concerned about that Puma. And also the possibility of Jibber bringing on armor against him soon. He does have authorization up, he can actually soon go for the Panther form. He got some orbital dart in here, replacing the lost Volksgun leads, but also giving Jibber some more elite infantry here. And before on the flank here stops Treadz Western push in the centre though. Treadz is holding his ground a bit better, but he's taking a lot of fire nonetheless here from Jibber. He could mount the Sherman just to deploy smokes from around here, even because of like launching an attack straight back at Jibber there. But the looks of things, that is not how Treadz envisioned. This is how he deals with that issue.
We're losing a capture point.
333 versus 348, 30,000 times the victory points. Oh no, no, it's 333.
Send your orders. Stick with me. We got orders coming. Ready. Go ahead.
Ace Steward crew base in the right flank, ensuring that Germans do not get their hands on the fuel point. 2 east, got the Puma on the west side. 3 kills close to retinue fleet. Shot bounces there off the Sherman. Sherman shoots and misses. Lucky there for Jibber. Probably hit with the heat shells. Shoots, misses again, but there goes straight to the anti-tank. And he could take. Oh! Doesn't get off. Oh, he doesn't get to the anti-tank rifle grenade. Can he finish it off here? And he gets the Puma. A slap across the face of Jibber, forcing him to go for Jagdpanzer here, or technically Panzer 4 is 70 V for Volmark. So that's a great kill there for Treadz. It removes like one of the more immediate threats to his light vehicles and light tanks and medium tanks. He's really good there for Treadz. We'll hope he can exploit it before the Jagdpanzer arrives, and could definitely, of course, give him some tougher times, even if it's not as mobile as the Puma. Bit of heavy fighting around the centre. Jibber once more looking to reclaim the centre victory point here for the German army, for the 106th Panzer Brigade. Steward on the move here. Ooh, located one in the wrong direction. Sherman forwards once more. He's planning here for a Jackson next, or he's trying to figure out what Jibber goes for next. Smokes from there actually hits the Kedneffer's position. Thumbs up there. Panzer 470 out here for Jibber. Typically, a German Panzer Brigade would have had one battalion worth of Panthers and then one of Jagdpanzers and Panzer 470s. Or regular Panzer 4s, they couldn't get the other than Stugs. Depends on, shall I say, the number of brigade. But little fun fact there. Another Sherman there for Treadz. Another tank. Let's see, he reconsiders that once he comes under fire from the Jagdpanzer here. Equipped with the same gun as the Panther. Sherman going at it. Jagdpanzer comes around, shoots and misses. Lucky there for Treadz Sherman. Lucky. Second shot there goes through as it hits. The opposite needs to get a lot more hits in with it against Treadz. Very close to getting wiped there, but narrowly avoids it. Jagdpanzer get the rations there, being flanked by the Orbital Darden, but looks like something else there, like a fifth cut that forces Jibber to retreat there. Several shots here, either missing or bouncing off the Jagdpanzer's 80mm of slip frontal armor. Another shot there on the Sherman. Half eight of XNG1. Another shot there. Almost got it, in fact. Looks like it's going to be trained to the double anti-technics there. It immediately takes intense and near catastrophic damage. Narrowly avoiding their second volley here from Treadz. Really close call there for Jibber. Meanwhile, second Sherman's robbed this rest. Other one is heavily damaged there. Goes into the Jagdpanzer again. Will he pop heat shells here? I don't know. But looks like not. Another hit there. Veterans on gain on the Jagdpanzer. Another shot there. Repair pioneers there for Jibber. Grab the western victory point. We got moving straight for the western field point there as well.
Ready for orders.
Jibber definitely needs to repair his stuff here, and he needs to repair it fast, and then follow up with some more armor here versus Treadz. We will have to see what he goes for. But right now, though, the Americans are seizing most of the map here. Got the victory points, almost got both field points, meaning he can follow up with more tanks or tank destroyers here versus Jibber, or even artillery. That is certainly something that Treadz continues, and that is just any artillery at all. At most, he can use the Sherms like deploy smoke screens, and that's really it here versus. Again, we got another Sherm there for Treadz. We just bring up more medium tanks is a fairly solid strategy, so I mean, no complaints there. But again, I do think at some point you consider some artillery of some sort. All of a sudden, pushing it back down to the looks, and the MD-34, forcing Treadz to concede the point. Western point being seized, and we got Browsgold in a lot of hot water there. Third Sherm halfway down there for Treadz. Run the eastern point here with the captain. So what will Jibber do next here versus Treadz? Got the Panzer 470V ready. There's also a model by Alkit, which is sort of more of a transitory model between the Panzer 4 and the Panzer 470, which was much more bulky and was typically used as a replacement tank because it didn't have the low profile of the, well, V version. So a little fun fact there. Showing a move there. Needs to, of course, at the 50 cal there. Of course, he could also be setting up here for a time on target artillery barrage to unleash on Jibber doing an assault. That could be an idea, obviously. Up north, he looks like the Sherm's lining up for some bigger flanking versus Jibber and Germany. Looks as refetching through. Got the Panzer 470 moving northwards here. Shot fire, missed. Fifth cal king the Sturmpion in the opposite arc. We got the Lux joining in. Not finding that race to press well. There goes from around the deeper flank here. Outmaneuvering here Jibber's centre positions. Panzer 4 quickly turning around to him. There goes Sherman, hits a mine there, giving here Jibber a great opportunity to take out a Sherman tank. Though, of course, we got a tank from north here. Suddenly catching the Jagdpanzer here, sandwich between two tanks. Needs to make a decision here fast. He's trying to take out the one, but it's costing him the Jagdpanzer without a doubt. Might even not get it here because the two Shermans doing more damage than the Jagdpanzer can deliver. And there you go. Jagdpanzer down without taking out any Shermans. Looks might be able to finish off it by shooting for the rear. No, the main gun is out as well. Treadz is tank for him there. He almost runs into the mine there laid down by Jibber earlier. Schwerpanzer, of course, doing some damage here to Treadz tanks, but he needs more firepower. He needs it schnell. Sherman knocked out. Close call here for Jibber. And there goes second Sherman knocked out of commission as well. Jibber's down just the looks. But at least he's taking out a whole 2 medium tanks there from Treadz armored forces.
Enemy flanking us.
Better smoke, they're being deployed.
Make ready.
Jibber's Luke's being fixed up, close to 24. Could go for a Panther now, I suppose, or another Panther 4. Yeah, Panther. You could also go for the Stormtiger, I mean. And he does go for the Stormtiger here, or Sturmmelser. That Rob squad there pushed back.
Here we go. Get ready to move. We are at 200 points. Where's he at?
Got a captain there about to get exploded into the next dimension if he's not careful. Quick retreat in the face of the Stormtiger, based off the Tiger 1 chassis.
Under fire.
19 kills in that ace dude. Great there for Treadz. Sherman also good to go, but he's only got turn to tank and to really stop the Stormtiger in any serious manner. Unless basically Jibber extends the Stormtiger line, Treadz to easily flank it with the Sherman. Rocket fire there in the center gets a few kills, quickly reloading the Stormtiger here. Sherman up here for Treadz.
A capture point is under attack. Infantry.
Stood there engaging, but is taking intense damage very fast. So being flanked here by the Sherman. Got it outmaneuvered here. Jibber center looking a bit in danger, but he does take out the Sword Light Tank. He's a significant tactical win here with Treadz. There's still a lot more to deal with. We got 180 versus 344. I mean, Treadz is definitely in the lead to make 2 points now here versus Jibber, and we even got 8 time on target artillery barrage here. Hoping to like deliver some significant hits here, but Jibber managed to avoid all of the damage from that. Sherman could get ambushed here with the Stormtiger, and oh, close one there, but not quite close enough. I mean, the Sherman only mildly stunned and inconvenienced, but no critical damage. Had an actual Sherman hit by an actual Stormtiger in the wall, though, the Sherman would likely have been gone as they fired some very massive rockets. I believe there are cases of it doing some of the fighting there on the Western Front in 1945, where the tanks got hit and they were just utterly wrecked.
Squad is back to full strength.
Going for the Sherman, came landing nice hit there. Stormtiger caught with the Echelons, though. But the Echelons are definitely not much of a threat to the Stormtiger, even remotely. And tank and shoots bounces off the Stormtiger's frontal armor. Now the Sherman there for Treadz. Another medium tank. Continue to push up with the Stormtiger. We got the antenna trying to get to safety before they get obliterated by the Stormtiger. There you go. Realize he's bunched up with Switch Mark. Also 50 kill out in them. There you go. Wipes the machine gun crew there. Slaughters them mercilessly. And probably anyone nearby's eardrums. Sherman almost down there for Treadz. Pushing back to 2. Stormtiger holding back for repairs once more. Anti-tank rifle fails to make any major impression on the Stormtiger. And we got the looks there with Veteran 4 and 16 kills, slaughtering American infantry. Route squad was the full grenadiers, and we got the Sherman out there for Treadz. Putting up to 2 Shermans. Anti-tank crew there, slaughtered by Jibber's infantry, cutting them down in cold blood. More cannon for Jibber as well here. Situation for Treadz is starting to get a bit hairy here. As Jibber, as the 1 and 6th Panzer Brigade, has rallied efficiently. Sherman rolling headed backed up by 1 anti-tank and second one getting ready as well. Very close to 2 on that, by the way. Full squad being wiped up with Sherman there. Sherman looking to flank around here. Stormtiger ready to fire once more. Quick get flanked here by the Sherman. Deploying smokes well against the cannon. Very efficient here. Thumbs up to Treadz. Shots fired, pulling back with the Sherman there, does not commit to a attempted to take out the Stormtiger after all. Was looking like it, but something clearly happened there for Treadz that caused him to doubt its success and just disengage. Probably for the best. So what will Treadz go for next to Jackson? Tank destroyed, just more Stormtiger as the Stormtiger, and potential other heavy stuff there from Jibber. Quick anti-tank in there, punching straight through the Stormtigers from Plum on the west side. German force there for Deutschland, and in the centre the MD-34 kinda holds for a bit there. Another Kenner for some reason went straight up through the centre. I don't know what happened. It must have been a severe misclick here by Jibber. Either way though, high chance of losing the Kenner for him as he gets incredibly lucky here, which does seem to be the case. His Stormtiger that shoots here doesn't hit anything. Wow, that was pretty lucky there for Treadz again. Last quotes the two full commandeers. Back at reinforcing healing, Sherman out once more for freedom and democracy. I think Treadz at this point is possibly planning here for a Jackson, though again, you could also just go for more Shermans. There you go, full squad's being wiped almost entirely here. Huge blow there to Jibber potentially. One squad down. Raketten for wiped out to get another wipe here. Sherman flanking the Stormtiger. The situation for Jibber is looking completely pear-shaped. It's a disaster. For some reason he's not moving the Stormtiger at all. Something must have gone wrong here for Jibber. And Treadz is just mercilessly exploiting it. Stormtiger down. Machine gun number 2 about to get wiped out as well. That's an experienced one there too. But he is about to lose the Sherman as well, which could of course be a bit of help there to Jibber, though he still has one to deal with. And a lot of veteran American infantry. Treadz going for more Shermans. Now the Stormtiger has been dealt with. That was brutal armoured fighting there. So what will Jibber go for next? Panther 4, Panther, Jagdpanzer. Will transfer for the King Tiger. Will he actually just try and hold up for another Stormtiger? Sherman going in there, need to cover up those Raketten efforts. I think he's firing high explosive shells. Sherman almost on there for Treadz. Panda 4 for Jibber. And Sherman almost on there for Treadz. Machine gun there gaining Mechanized 4 even as it tears into the advancing ranks of the Americans. Looks it close to the ace, flanking around the 5th car there, which is definitely wishing it was in a slightly less German infested position. Looks was the 50 cal. Panda 4 almost done. Sherman running out there for Treadz. And there you go. Ace looks for Jibber. Sherman running straight into the Raketten and the Panther fast to follow up with. Got smoke here, but definitely a bit awkwardly timed here for Treadz versus Jibber. And there you go. Panther 4 kept going straight for the Sherman here, leaving Treadz's armoured turnaround a bit more in the midst of everything there. Bit adrift. He's about to lose that Sherman for sure. Down it goes. Suddenly, Treadz's force actually looking smaller than Jibber. He does have the victory point lead still, but it's a quick turn around there. Jibber sort of keeps up momentum. We got heat shells on the Panther 4, shoots, bounces off the Sherman's armour. Switching over to the armor-piercing rounds again here. Meanwhile, the Panther 4 can just shoot it freely if it can hit. Meanwhile, there, sandbags up from Treadz, thumbs up, anti-tank getting the ace level. Could consider using the take aim ability as well, really strong but overlooked ability. And Treadz is just controlling most of the map here versus Jibber. 87 versus 281. Another hit there, and another anti-tank right there for Treadz, freedom and democracy. Sherman racing ahead. He close to the ace, deploying smoke there, very efficiently. Thumbs up to Treadz. So it's about to get Panther fast again, exposed route to the Panther 4. Yikes, that's a big mistake there by Treadz, and of course crucially no info support either, so with this, Jibber is definitely starting to look like he might be able to turn this around now due to a few crucial mistakes there by Treadz. Oh no, the shot bounce. Could the Sherman still win this? And the Sherman takes out the Panzer IV. But there you go, Panzerfaust finishes off the ace Sherman crew. Hello. This does keep Treadz in the fight versus Jibber, though the looks is certainly not something to take lightly either. 23 kills, ace level. And he has the suppressor fire. Not that anyone really utilizes it, but he technically has access to it. He does have access to it there. Tank infantry there, tank to get in position, but one's been cleared out, and the other one is basically trying to survive. And there you go, great hit on the looks, almost takes it out. They could have popped Tig in here. Doesn't. They never pop Tig in, do they? They've got grenades here from Treadz. He's fine research it. The opposite pushing forward there and wipes out Treadz. Ace anti-tank crew, leaving him really a bit short in here versus Jibber now. Since while he can recruit the anti-tank guns, regaining the experience is not as easily here for Treadz. Not as easily regained. 56 versus 281. One-hand grenade off. Grab squad was the MD-34, veteran 3 on that one. And Orbison squad about to get wiped out here. Anti-tank and destroyed. Treadz forces are rather beaten, but Jibber's though of course not escaped unscathed either. And we got the MD-34 versus 250 cals. Taking intense damage before falling back. And another full Scandinavian squad for Jibber, no orbital Darden maybe, instead just more full Scandinavians. He's also lost the Sturmpioneer by the way. Fifth kill right here with the looks. Going for that Eastern victory point, we got 51 versus 281. Saudi and Shamans, probably the Panther 4 here, looking to get as much fuel as you can for any more armor. Now the Shaman almost down there for Treadz. 28, almost 30 kills there. Sherman lands. Anti-tank are going to go to this. Looks they're almost taking up. It does want more survive. That looks has definitely ended up being a good investment here for Jibber versus Treadz, to be honest. Smoke grenade deployed by the captain. Pinned down though, and got troops moving in, but taking defensive machine from firing at them at least. Note this is an ace machine gun under Jibber's command. Shamming in there, great hit on the MD-34. And then got off. Seizing the western victory point. Smokes in the center here from Treadz. We got 51 with 267. Treadz needs, I think, reconsider his tactics, and I still think we benefit from some light artillery here versus Jibber. Going against the Falcons. Oh, walks range Tread almost gets his unit wiped. There's definitely a misclick there by Jibber. In the fire still pop mixes of the Falcons. Jibber looking to do everything he can in his power to just slow down the bleed over here from Treadz. See if he can't slow turn this round here, but Treadz is down to refill his ranks pretty rapidly. Jibber though can soon go for another Panther 4 here. Almost on point for the center. 25 kills, half H54. There you go. Almost wipes the 50 cal with the grenade there. The geballte Ladung. And these tier Sherman versus Fox goes riding them. 51 was 267. 5th cal was the orbital Darden. Very close to the Betsy 4. Sherman are moving into bombard. But the Kane was quick to respond here, and a Panther 4 for Jibber. Not much of a surprise there, I guess. And the West 870 was captain at point blank range. Smoked again, but he is also multiple pinned down. We got looks something to exploit that. 50 points left here. He's still being bled out here by Treadz. It is becoming more and more difficult and expensive for Treadz to achieve this against Jibber. In the center, they got grenades being deployed. In this case, the blend cover. And there you go, Vetchny 4 on the other MD-34. Jibber's almost got 2 ace level MD-34s at this rate. That is indefinitely rare sight. Ralph squad push back. Panther fight for Jibber. Close was the Ralph squad, grenade off feed. most dodge except for Friedrich, who gets blown to bits. And the center bit intensifying, they could do some support. We got the Orbs on there gaining Advancy 4. Meaning Advancy 5 is not far off now. Doesn't have the initiative for the blend cover, instead of get grenaded. Need to retreat them before they get wiped. 46 was 261. As all this happening in the center, these managed to sneak up some troops from the eastern point. They're very good. Thumbs up. Moving ahead with wall support weapons. Panda 4 obliterating Treadz infantry squad in the center, causing a wipe here, which is fairly difficult from at this point of victories to replace here. Crucially, the experience is, I think, the big issue there. Panda 4 taking nasty. They almost got the eastern victory point there. You got 46 was 256. Jibber back to bleeding out Treadz here. Got the eastern point. Picks up the looks. 32 kills. 20 the MG34s here. 15 kills. 11 on the other one. Very, very close to the ace on that one, but now could have popped into the unpinned round, but so far Jibber does not seem to remember the ability, doesn't care for it. You see we got the upside now as the captain. 28 kills, 29. Luke's tearing through there. And another sham there for Treadz, Freedom and Democracy. We got grenades being exchanged, in this case the blend covers the captain. Oh, it's a bun grenade actually, not a blend cover. Option going to get close against captain, very, very close to the eastman. 32 kills, forced to retreat again though. Sham slowly ramming here for Treadz. Could use the captain supervisor fast. In fact, I don't think he's used the supervisor ability at all. Fulton is backed up by the heavily wounded, but ace machine crew then nonetheless pushing for the center victory point. In the fast here, Fulton is going for the Sherman. Second Sherman almost done here for Treadz. We got 36 with 236. Things are really close here for Jibber versus Treadz. Really close. But there you go, center cop with the Sherman Ricardo for here. Shots bouncing. Another hit there. Got the ambulance here. Treadz casualties are starting to get rather high. We got 35 to 230, but losses really piling up there. Go back to the Sherman. Guarded, abandoned at least. Others Sherman up behind the Luke. Panther 4. We got heat shells that Luke's tank with infantry. We got Kevin's nearby. We got 35 to 225 here. Panther 4's racing exposed to Kevin's miss. They hit there. Other Luke's on the Sherman. Panther 4 doesn't get knocked out by that. Holy shit. And he actually takes out the Sherman. That was brutal. Another Panther for the Jibber. Now Treadz is actually in a pretty bad position. Like, he's got next to nothing left. Technically, he could still theoretically hope to win this through the victory points, but I think with his current forces and any lack of artillery, I think this is going to be very, very difficult. Jibber, in fact, just now won the match there. That's it. Treadz believes in victory here. Still, despite everything, winning the 50 kills, grabbing points where he can. Thumbs up at least for that part. Another Panther 4 there, almost done for Jibber. Got the looks of diving and slicing through Treadz remaining ranks. Tearing infantry apart there with his auto-cannon and crack-through machine gun. Panther 4 almost done. He's actually fixing up the Sherman here using the echelons. Not a bad idea, but it's going to take some time there. In the center, 50 kill and Tropic Race and flank, but there you go. Orbison again to grab the point back, and there you go. Ace level Orbison with 32 kills. 39 kills on the looks here. And we got that Sherman ahead. The other one is being repaired back at base by the repair pioneers. Thumbs up. Almost got the Ralph score there. Down to one man. 41 kills. $35 on a 70. Treadz that continues to believe in victory, freedom and democracy. 43 kills. Anti-tank crew there wiped out. Panther 4 arriving there, no upgrade for that one. Down to the basic, crossing infantry. Sherman kinda there, but with the heavily damaged end, it's going to be tough. Shoots and misses the Panther 4. Anti-tank grenades being futilely flung out. The Panther 4 getting the Sherman. Looks tearing into the infantry. Could try and pop the armor piercing rounds to the 50 cal, but I don't think it's going to matter. Looks is about to go up in flames. There you go. 35 is 141. Gets the Sherman with the Panther 4. Treadz is down just one captain. Ralph's got reactions and a 50 cal. That's it. The rest is gone. At this point, I think it is safe to say Treadz is out. This is GG. Game over. May just take a few more seconds to finalize, but I do not see Treadz bouncing back from this. Seems like he has dropped out there, so maybe I'll just rush through. Yup. There we go. Game registers, and there we go. Game over. A loss here for Treadz, a victory for Jibber. A hard-fought battle here on Langraskaya with a lot of back and forth, a lot of action. But at the end, I feel like Treadz really would have benefited from some artillery and at times also some slightly different attack paths. At times it became too repetitive, too obvious, which allowed Jibber to counteract his movements quite well and sort of beat him back. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Chill tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.